Baby, baby, the way you did do me, that thing you do. Now, I like the feeling. Welcome to the Talking Drum on Viva Niger Radio. I am, as usual, your host, Rachel Onamusi, and we are going to talk about the good, the bad, and the downright ugly of man woman matter, also known as relationships. Welcome and thank you for joining. You might wonder what led to the burst of music when we started. The truth of the matter is, my stomach is full. I'm a happy bunny. So today I ate rice and palm oil stew. So that is buka stew for those of you, just basically stew made with palm oil, right? I was talking to a friend of mine today, who's actually from Delta State, and he says, "Oh my gosh, it's a novelty. They go out and they buy it, and this. They go and sit down and ask for palm oil stew with soft beef. They call it soft beef, and palm oil with koi, well." And I'm like, "But Yoruba stew has always been palm oil stew. You know, the stew we eat ewedu with when we want to have amala, the base for egusi, the base for we rarely make we even fry akara with palm oil sometimes. We fry I definitely know some people do make their dodo with plantain as well. So yeah, I think there was a long time that palm oil was much cheaper than vegetable oil. So palm oil stew in Yoruba land isn't really that rare, but I guess in other parts of the country it's a bit of a novelty. Be that as it may, yes, that's what went down. And then, so that it won't look like I'm angry, it won't look like, oh, somebody's vexing. I washed it down with a small side plate of chin chin. So I was munching while I was doing some work later on during the day. And then I had some, oh my gosh, there's this, it's not new, but if you live in the UK, or I don't know if they have it in America, it's called Copperberg. They do ciders, but they've started making these fruit ciders. They're called this particular one, strawberry and lime, is the shiznits. If you haven't had it, go look for it, buy it, find it, get some. It's the one drink that will make me look like an alcoholic, right? I just have to have it. So yeah, I had that for lunch. I'm a very happy bunny. I was just listening to Femi by Brymore, and it is an amazing song. If you've never heard it, please go look for it. Brymore is, I think he's completely underrated. I think he is amazing. So, yeah, it's just someone that I love listening to. So he eased me right into the talking drum today, and we are ready to kick off. Now, what are we talking about today? Today, we're going to be talking about long distance relationships. Do they work? Can they work? Is there a time limit on them? Like, oh, well, if it's longer than 6 months, then it doesn't work. Or if it's longer than 6 years, it doesn't work. Or can a relationship last the entirety of its time with the two people living in separate places, either for work or for whatever reasons best known to them? We're actually going to talk about, what's the name of that guy? I think it was Tim Burton and his wife, Elena. Oh, she has a double barrel surname. I can't remember her. Bonham Carter, that's it. Elena Bonham Carter. They actually bought houses next door to each other and they lived in two houses. They lived right next door to each other. And I think there was an adjoining door. They put a door in between the houses so they could actually get, but he is anal about tidiness, and she is she walks into a room and it looks like a whirlwind went through it. So I think they found that, but that's an Olowo solution, right? That's a rich person solution to a problem. We're talking about lovers or married people or families that are ripped apart for various circumstances. It could be work, it could be money, it could be whatever the case may be. We're going to be dealing with the good, the bad, and the ugly today. I'm not alone in the studio. I will be joined by my panel of guests, and we're all gonna put in our 2 cents worth. And you know how it goes, how people say, I know somebody who lived apart for 5 million trillion years and they still managed to make it work. And there'll be somebody who'll say, I know someone who the man just went down the road to buy milk and he never came back. So, that's long distance too, I guess. If you would like to join us, if you would like to put in your 2 cents worth, if you think you've got a story, if you think there's something you'd like to add to what we're talking about today, These are the numbers you can reach us on. If you are dialing from the UK, that number is 0330 998 1261. If you're dialing us from America, you're going to need 712 770 4032. For those of you calling us from Nigeria, please dial 01 440 5024. In all three instances, you're going to need an access code to get into the studio. That number is 264812. So that number again is 264812. Follow that with the hash key or pound key, and yeah, we should be good to go. So, uh, let me bring my guests, my usual co-panelists, into the studio with me. There's one person that I'm just waiting to. I know you're right there, and I know you're on silence at the moment. I'm going to bring you in just 5 minutes, which leaves me with the HR director of the Bad Gang, also known as the person in charge of hiring and firing. Hey, Rachel, how you doing?
Hi, Rachel. How are you?
I am very well, thank you. How's your week been so far?
Oh God, troublesome will. People are not letting me be great. They're
Who
not
and
letting
who?
me be a nice person.
Give me a
All
name.
these
That's
bad,
don't
bad
even give me a
people.
number. Just give me a name. You don't even have to give me
Donald
surname.
Trump.
Oh no, that one is an idiot
Donald
now.
Trump.
But he's an idiot now.
Uh,
What did he do
uh.
this time? He's always doing something. But what is this one about now?
He's driving people crazy. They are driving me crazy. his,
Donald.
his foolishness is making me crazy, making them crazy. So they bring their
They
craziness to
bring it
me.
to you.
So can
Let
we
me
teach
tell you.
him?
Let me tell you
Can we teach
something.
him a little bit?
The only thing I can say about Donald Trump is he got a job he didn't want and he was ill prepared for. His ego jumped up in his butt and he was like, I want who are they that say I can't be president and you see yourself I will be president. Because I really can't work out what else he's doing. He's like he just takasi everybody and just went and you I'll show you, I'll be president, I'll show all of you. And he just went about it in a Trumpian manner and oops, we've been joined by someone. He just went
Yeah,
about it in a
in a way only Donald Trump can do. It's like
right,
amazing.
right. And I find it surprising that there seems to be a space of um people now saying, oh my gosh, I totally voted for Trump. I now regret it. I thought, yes, okay, he's brash on the Twitter and this and this and this, but I genuinely thought some of his policies made sense. I genuinely thought, he would bring an end to a lot of stupidity that's going on in America. I was like, how? How did
Yeah,
you genuinely think that?
I knew this stupidity was coming, and I
Do you
couldn't wait for it.
understand? I'm like, what do
I
you
think
mean you thought?
America totally deserved getting a Trump to take them down a peg or two
I'm
from that
telling you
high
because
horse that they
now
put
I'm
themselves
hearing
on.
stuff like, oh my gosh, even I thought, oh, it's just because he's on Twitter. Once he becomes president, I was like, what do you mean once? He's been Trump for 70 years. What is going to
No, no,
change
no.
all of a
They
sudden?
needed to have a taste of what Nigerians have been suffering
I'm
for a
telling
very
you,
long
did
time.
you hear
They
this?
think
Rats
it's
in, you know
easy.
what? I can't even talk about rats right now. I just, let's leave that one till apropos hour because rats are out of all of the things that the media or the PR department could come up with. Even if it is true, could you not come up with a story? Common
I
news.
I think that is a very good inkling of what the problem is with Nigeria. They always
Yeah,
apply the Nigerian thing to everything.
yeah.
Even if it is true, your job is to spin it. Your
I
job is
don't
to tell us
understand. I
something else.
do not understand. Why would you say in a way that BBC would get a hold of it that there are rats, that there's vermin in the first office? What's wrong with my people? Why will our village people not rest on top of our matter? Why will we not? Can people go and placate them? Can we pour
No,
some money?
we needed to meet the first rats too now. We know our president, the first man, first woman, first daughter. It's not. We have first dog. We must have first rat now. So the rat just
Have
wanted
they
to
finished that?
introduce
So there's no
himself.
tapia pia in Abuja, is what people are trying to make me understand. Anyway, let me bring in who else has joined us? Bimbo, the queen bee of the bad gang. Hey, girl.
Hello, 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 hello. I have
Hi,
arrived. I
Queen.
don't reach.
What do you
Hello,
do?
Rachel. Wait, it's been a while. Why do I feel like I haven't spoken to Rachel in a long time?
Which Rachel?
Because
Is it because I've
I
lost
was
a...
no, I was actually on Aproko on Friday for all of like 15 minutes, and
Yes,
somebody
yes,
took
yes.
me. I just went off, so that's what happened.
Rachel
Did
went
you
to
vex
make another
Rachel?
baby. Yes. Rachel went to make another.
Oh, that was this one.
Make another... I don't believe that one. She went to go and make another baby. The only someone that she's looking forward to her freedom like anything. Like I see, you know, like
The
how
No, no,
when
no.
they do...
She just
Let,
tries. You know, trying is a lot of fun.
let me rephrase that. She
It's
went.
only the
Let
trying
me
you're doing.
rephrase that. She went to do the thing that people used to do if they want to make babies, but she didn't necessarily.
Exactly.
That kind of thing. Welcome, welcome, Bimbo. How's your week been?
It has been busy. Do you know what? I don't even understand what's happening. It went very fast though, which I'm quite glad about. But it has been busy, man. I don't understand what people are doing. Anyway,
It's
I have Friday off work, so I'm looking forward to that.
cool. It's
Yeah.
hump day, and for those of you who live in the UK, you know what that means. By Friday is gonna be the carnival weekend. Whoop whoop whoop! There are so many shows
Bimbo,
going
please
Yeah.
don't
down.
blow the
What are
transformer. Eh?
you whooping for?
There
What are you
are other
whooping
people
for,
in
though?
London. Don't blow the transformer. I beg. There are
What is
other
my own
people in
with other
London.
people in London? What is my own with other people in London? Then
Bimbo
concern me.
has no empathy for anybody at all. We have
Why
a
are you whooping about Carnival?
no carnival weekend, not necessarily carnival. The fact that
Oh,
there's
okay.
like
Ah,
3 days off
okay.
or however
Ah,
many.
so I was going to say, isn't that the time when you be avoiding that side of town? With all
Well,
the
you know
touts
what it
and
is,
everything.
right? Viva Niger. So ever since I stepped foot in this country, I think I moved here finally in 2002. Um, I've never been to the carnival. Never, never. I was like, I'll
Have
use
you
my
not?
leg to go where they will now stab me, or where I will be smoking passive Igbo, and then I will lose my brain. I beg, I beg, I beg. Enough it. I just want to stay in my house. What is going to happen there? Some women are scantily dressed. I know. They used to play
Mm.
music. I know. They got some kettle drums. I know. There's a whole bunch of crowd and people. I know. So it never interested me. But then when I started working with Viva Niger, yeah, I had to cover it, obviously, because this is a Niger, there's a Nigerian corner at the carnival.
Yes, there is. Yes, there
Huge,
is.
huge,
I've been
huge,
there.
huge Nigerian corner. It just gets bigger and better. And the Nigerian
Very, very
corner
gigantic.
is the only part of the carnival that since it opened, so it's in the same spot every year since it opened, ever since it's been going for I think 25 years now or 26 years, they've never had an incident. In the whole carnival, there's other people doing pickpocketing, stabbing, all sorts of things, breaking bottle. The Nigerian corner
Nigerian
remains.
people are too busy eating jollof rice now. They're too
Eh?
busy eating Nigerian jollof.
I say
Who are...
Nigerian jollof and the women are backing it up. When you
Hmm.
see some of these ladies shaking the hey, carnival, when I went to the carnival, I was like, am I sure I'm not going to change sex like this? This is a very fantastic thing that my eye is seeing. Half, half
Hmm.
naked
Hmm.
ladies were just shaking what their mama gave them, and I'm like, oh, this is just ridiculous. This is so fantastic. I have a listener. I think there's someone listening to the show for the first time. Hello T, who's saying, "Now you they speak phone like that." First of all, yeah. Secondly, yes, it's me. Yes, it's me. Welcome. Thank you for tuning in. So let me bring the final person in, and then we're gonna get on with today's topic because this is gonna be ridiculous. There's a lot to talk about, and I can just sense where Bimbo is going to say. You know what? I don't even know where people are because you surprise me the whole time. Like sometimes I'll think I know what Rachel is gonna say about something, and then Rachel will take a completely um different angle on it, and the same for Bimbo
I
and
like to
for
keep
Inky.
you on your toes.
Of
Exactly.
course.
We like to keep
Taiwo, ni ringtone.
Hello. I got hello.
Shalaf,
Doesn't make us come.
Eh?
Àwọn ọmọ Wobe.
Good evening.
Good evening, Taiwo.
Hmm. Oh, speaking of Wobe, did you hear that they apparently banned some songs, some
Yes, they did. Yes, they
Niger
did.
songs from?
Yes, they did.
Excuse me, and they banned Wo as in.
Yes. Olamide's War.
Excuse you. I understand it's dirty. It's very dirty, but that's not the most dirtiest song
How dirty is it though?
How
There
dirty?
is one line.
With the rashness.
I heard-
This is what you're doing.
I
like,
heard our
oh,
Motica body. That is all. Which, by the way, I'd be like, what the hell is that?
Motica body now.
What is that? What is that?
You know what?
Motica body?
It's very raw.
Wait. People, wait. Taiwo, wait. Taiwo, what is our Motica body? Taiwo, what is our Motica body? Tika boy, Titani, let's start from there.
Like something like you can finger them anywhere they want,
Father
I
Lord.
want pull over.
Oh my days.
Wait. What was that one again? I missed that too.
Taiwo says the girls that you can finger them anywhere in Nigboro, basically.
Anytime.
Anywhere, anytime. I want more pullover is basically what Taiwo said. Every day is a school day on Viva Niger Radio. I'm tired of you people. When I heard ED, I actually literally thought bum. So I was like, is this a thing? Are there girls going around putting their hands in people's bums? When did this one start? And how did I completely miss the memo? So yes, that song has been banned and yeah, it's Nigerians once again. Once we have something going on, oh, I know, let's ban homosexuality for 14 years and let's talk about that instead. Like, this song is the least of your problems. Can you just go and get a rat catcher and sort out what needs to be sorted out?
Exactly, and sort out your house. Clean your shit up.
Well, you know what? Banning it is good for the artist because guess what's going to happen? When you ban it, you change your interest. People are going to look for it. They're going to want it. So the artist should actually be happy.
So, excuse me, just one more question. So, when they say banned, and I know we've completely veered into Apricot Hour territory here, but they mean you can't play on radio, right?
Yeah, on radio, on TV.
Okay, on those kind of airwaves. Okay, I got it. Yeah. So you can still have it on your phone. You can, because I'm like, how do they even want to police that? YouTube. I've listened to if there's 1 million views on YouTube, I am responsible for about 42,000 views. Once again, shout out to T. Thank you for bringing it to my attention. Okay. Before I start writing down names of noisemakers, we're 20 minutes in. Let us talk about man-woman matter, also known as, Taiwo says it's pullover. I'm just gonna leave that alone. Let us talk about. We've been joined by Nkiruka. Nkiruka, how are you, my darling?
Good evening, everyone.
Baby
Good evening.
Some housekeeping.
Good evening.
Joined highly.
Taiwo is greeting you.
Hey. Oh, is it Taiwo on ringtone?
It's Taiwo on ringtone.
Where have you been since now?
You want to play my ringtone?
No, not today. We'll play it privately.
Wait, Taiwo. No. There's some people here who've never heard your ringtone. Before you play it, let me welcome Moby. Moby, hi, welcome, and thank you so much for joining us. Hi, Moby.
Hello, peoples. Hi. Sorry, I had to unmute my phone because you know how noisy it could be here. How you doing?
We're good.
Hey, Rachel. I think I heard both Rachels. Hey, Rachel. Hey, Nkiruka. Hey, Bimbo. Hey, who else is the Taiwo ringtone?
Tano.
Hi, everybody.
Oh yeah, everybody, be quiet now.
Hi, welcome.
I want complete and utter silence. Oh yeah, Taiwo. For our ringtone, yeah.
Yeah, baby, yeah.
Okay. I wasn't expecting that.
Okay.
And you know the funny thing, you guys are listening to Taiwo, but you don't. I actually know Taiwo, so I can picture his Taiwo Tibaje. Let's just leave it at that. Okay.
Yes, Taiwo. So the person that will know definition of homotica body.
Oh, Jesus, my ears.
Taiwo
just dirty.
Nkiru, just don't answer anybody. Let's dive right in. So today we're talking about long distance relationships, right? Do they work? Can they work? And under what circumstances can they work? Would you do it? And when would you do it? How would you do it? Moby and I know that this is something that a few of our friends are going through at the moment. If you were to have a long distance relationship, what sort of caveats would you put in place? How would you go about it? So let's start. I want to take it stage by stage. Because there are different long distance relationships and there are different stages at which people enter long distance relationships. Let's start with a relationship that starts as a long distance relationship. Okay, so he breezed into Lagos, breezed into town. You now saw him, fine boy, speaking for everything. He's getting on the wrong side of the car. He doesn't know what side of the car they drive on. Any small thing, he don't talk in it. Any small thing, he don't change pounds to naira. Blah, blah, blah. Then he has to go back. But before he goes back, you feel a connection. You'll spend time together. You're all talking, laughing all night, blah, 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 blah. So he asks you the question before he goes back, I really have feelings for you. I think this might be something. I think da 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 da. Would you say yes? I'm talking to the ladies in the room. Would you say yes? Do you think there is a chance for this kind of relationship? Do you think even plane tickets 3 times a year, 4 times a year can make such a relationship work, basically? You know what? I'm going to start with... so let me put another caveat on this. Let's say you are young. This is boy meets girl. So you're 25, 20. You're marriageable age. I'm not talking about also old cargo, second time around the merry-go-round kind of thing. You really have stars in your eyes. I curse myself. I not curse on her. I curse myself. So would you say to a girlfriend comes to meet you like, listen, he's absolutely serious, and let's say for the sake of argument that he is true to his word. Let's say, you know what technology is today now. He's calling every day. Y'all can video call, y'all can do all of that good stuff. Do you think this is a good move? Do you think there's anything here? 2 weeks with somebody I know is enough to say, this is someone I want to be in a relationship with? I'm going to start with Bimbo.
Why do you always pick me as the first troublemaker?
Because you are the troublemaker, Queen Bee.
Okay. So, are we assuming I'm young here? I am young.
No, you are.
Are we assuming I'm young? Okay. So I have tried long distance relationships before. Now, slightly different was when I left high school I moved here almost like 3 months after I graduated, and I had a boyfriend while I was in school for almost 2 years, and I got here and shit didn't work out because I was young. I was in London. There were a lot of other fine boys. There were clubs. And I was, I might have been 16, but I was getting into clubs because my titties didn't look 16. My tits looked 24. So I was getting into clubs. I was partying with, I was having fun. So long distance relationship at that point was just kind of like, look, I love you, but let's leave that in the past. I went my own merry-go-way. Mm-hmm. Now, I have and would do that. I tried that in my mid-20s, and it was more just a case of, I want to be having sex, all before that, all this phone sex shit don't work for me.
Yeah.
So that was what I was doing. Yeah, I was thinking in my 20s. So that one lasted maybe a month and a half. Done.
Okay.
Now, in my very young, ripe age, now, if I had to do it again, I wouldn't actually mind a long distance relationship so long as we got to see each other maybe every few months. Because to be honest, I'm too busy to be trying to do all that. Ooh, we need to be together every day. I don't need to be making dinner for you on a regular
and
basis.
of course, income affects a long distance relationship because you need to be able to go meet the person at some point. The person needs to be able to come meet you at some point. You need to be able to meet at some point halfway and actually be able to book a hotel. You need to be able to actually do something that is more than just phone calls, is basically what you're saying.
Exactly.
For Bimbo, or rather for Carmen, if there's no firing, then he's fired. So let me talk to the HR director, since we're talking about hiring and firing. HR director, what do you say?
Oh God, there's no clear-cut answer to this, but Stella is like, nope. I would not do a long-distance relationship, and this has always been me from when I was a teenager. I need you to be there. I need to see you when I'm fighting you. I need to see you when I'm doing you. That phone sex thing doesn't work for me. I don't. When I was 13 and my husband was leaving, he's my husband now, but I was 13 and he was leaving to the United States. He wanted to do the long-distance relationship thing. I broke up with him because it just doesn't work.
Fair enough.
I can't be sitting waiting for a phone call. I need you to be there. I need to know that when I go home at night, I will see you. That being said, as an adult, if I was not married, looking for a committed relationship, I would, from a rational point of view, give a long-distance relationship a try, as long as I know this is leading to something that I want, which is commitment.
Okay, so let's talk about giving it a try. What does giving it a try mean to you? How many weeks, how many months? What would you tell yourself in your head is your exit strategy?
After like 6 months, if a boy is not telling me how we are going to be together, Rachel will be saying, bye, see ya, sucks to be you.
Sucks to be you.
I'm not a very patient person. I can't go for a prolonged 1 year, 2 years without knowing. I need to.
There's nobody on my panel. Not all of you, you are all witches. No soft person, no romantic person. Because I know if I ask that one, they call in Kiruka now. In Kiruka said, Tofia, God forbid it for me. Wait for man. Come and fire him.
Come and take the garbage out. I need someone to take garbage out. I need somebody to pursue raccoon when I see raccoon. I cannot be waiting indefinitely for you to do that.
When are you leaving that you're seeing raccoon? Do you
see raccoon in my
you think she's living in the rainforest?
I'm coming.
You are put in my backyard sometimes.
I'm coming to Nkiruka in just a minute, but I feel like my soul feels like it wants to speak to Moby because I trust Moby to give me that good stuff. I trust Moby. Come with your M and B. Hit me, because you're a Jesus-led person. You see all these other people that I gathered and I put in my show. I don't know where I saw them from. Moby used to answer. Jesus would call Moby and Moby answers. Oh yeah, tell me.
I'll tell you actually, listening to, I get everybody's point. It's hard to wait. But I've been in long distance. I actually prefer long distance relationships. It's ridiculous. Maybe because I'm a free spirit in some aspects. I love my space. I love being spontaneous, being able to just get up and do my own thing without having to consider somebody else beside me. You know, that kind of thing. I'm selfish like that. Yes, I have been in long distance relationship, long term long distance relationships. And yes, it started. The first one was I was young, kind of like the age gap scenario that you painted. I was that young, and it worked for the most part. But because we were both young and we were becoming adults so to say. I was becoming more responsible, not like he wasn't, but I was becoming more responsible on my own out here in the States. And he was back in Nigeria with the comforts of mommy and daddy and all of that. I'm talking about bills. I'm talking about responsibility. I'm talking about schedules. He was talking about, let's talk on the phone. Let us do Yahoo chat. Let us do whatever are the chats that was, and I'm like, dude, I was working 3 jobs at that time. And that became a bone of contention in our relationship. Would I still do long distance relationships? Jesus, amen. Yes, I will. Absolutely. For me, the anticipation is exciting, and of course, I think somebody mentioned about finances. Yes, finances have to come into play. Either y'all meet somewhere or y'all meet at each other's destinations or something. For me, that's wait. That anticipation, I'm different. I know I'm going to be abused, but it's okay. I have backbone to college abuse.
So this is interesting because I wanted to say something like this, that I had a long distance. Well, you could call it that, but we didn't meet long distance. We went to Ife together. We graduated. I was his girlfriend as at the time of graduation, and it was a horrible relationship with hindsight, right? So hindsight is 2020 vision. He was manipulative, he was controlling. I didn't know it at the time because I just felt like, oh my gosh, this oh my gosh, the 6'3"
Loves
club
me so
boy
much
with
to
his
want to
six
know.
pack. And I was this quiet little mousy girl who had my own complexes and my own, and I'm like, Jesus,
You were
he's,
mousy?
well,
I'm sorry, I just have to say, you
it's
were mousy?
that every evidence
You
to
were?
that
Are we
period
writing
has been
fiction?
destroyed.
Are we writing fiction novel? We're
Every
writing fiction
evidence
novel.
of that period has been destroyed. All my baggy t-shirts,
Ah,
all my pack my hair in one packing at the back of my, it's all gone. So anyway, immediately when I graduated from IFE, I came over here straight away. Never served, nothing, nothing, nothing. And we're talking on the phone, and I was, completely looking forward to him coming here. At that time, he'd never stepped foot outside of Nigeria. So this was going to be his first trip. I was working 2 jobs. I was ready to move out of my little bed sits flat share thing, that this was supposed to be a 3-bedroom townhouse in Manor House. This slumlord had cut it into 6 bedrooms, and you could hear the person in the next room breathing. It wasn't even face me, I face you. It's face me, I was you slap. So it really was something else. But I was like,
One of those.
hey, Shai will soon be here. Hey, my gosh, Shai will soon be here. I was working, and he came. And he came like he's still a Lagos big boy. He came and he still wanted to have the same kind of relationship that we'd had in Nigeria, where I idolized him, but I didn't realize that in that time, even though we were speaking every day on the phone, I'd grown up. He came and he did one thing, two thing. The first weekend I spent with him, like, oh my gosh, okay, he's actually here. Everything I've been working towards and praying towards, and we broke up. We broke up Monday morning. I said, I'm not doing it again. I said, furthermore, if I see your leg in my house, child, you will know who I am in this London. So it's funny that when two people live in a house together as husband and wife or partners or whatever, they have to keep touching base as they grow up. So just to ensure that they don't grow apart. Like they're
grow apart,
experiencing life
yeah.
together, they're experiencing
Yeah.
challenges together, they're facing things, even checking that your values are still the same, because the things you might have been mouthing off about in your mid 20s, you may have a much more conservative view about it in your mid 30s. So you need to check the pulse of the person you're even dealing with to see where that person still stands on certain issues. The things you said about having kids or not having kids, or where will we raise them or where we will not raise them, or the sort of mother you're going to be, or whatever the case may be, doing it when you then carry the belly, how you act and what you think might be different. So I think people grow through the challenges. There's a chance that people could grow apart anyway, not talk of when they live in separate continents and they're not experiencing certain things themselves together as a couple. So I think it's dangerous, and I'm not sure that it could
Very.
work long term. I'm just really not sure. I think it could work for a short term, but there has to be an end to it. It must be with a view that you are coming back, or I am coming to meet you. Which not let's see how it goes. No, me and you we can't follow to enter the same trouser on top of let's see how it goes at all. Let me speak to a guy. Taiwo, what do you think? Unfortunately, Barry White isn't here with us right now. But Taiwo, what do you think of long distance relationship I'm still talking about courtship. In a courtship, in a dating stage, do you think it's something that could work?
Well, like I totally agree with you. It can't work. Only for a temporary state of mind. It can't work long term. After a year, when you're still doing long term relationship, when do you get to know each other? Are you gonna be doing long term relationship forever? Because you need to live with that person, like you said, to know the kind of person that is. This is cutting each other or not married. Even when you're married, you still need to grow together. So when you're not living together, when are you going to start living together to know each other for you to set up your family? Because there's no point you doing that, having a long-term relationship. The kids are mother and one corner. The father is in Nigeria. It's not. I don't think
it's not going to work. That's the big elephant in the room. I'm going to tackle that in a minute. Economical long-term relationship. One person travel for work or one person. That is the real one that I really want to talk about. But I just want to get all the small fry out of the way. Let me ask Nkirika a question. What do you think then about all of this? My boyfriend is in the abroad. My boyfriend is in the abroad, and sometimes, of course, we know the ones where they lost, but sometimes he actually comes home and he might do you think there's hope for such marriages or such relation? I've seen ones that the guy does come home, he does marry her, and then he leaves again. So she's now a Mrs. just in a long-term relation, in a long-distance relationship.
It's still happening.
It's a virtual Mrs.
Yeah. I know someone that's just got married. In 2000? Yeah, he got married early this year, March. He left the girl in the East, not just in Lagos, in the East, and he's back in London. He can afford to bring her, but he's left her there. I asked him on Saturday, because I spoke to him. I asked him on Saturday. I said to him, "How far now? When is she coming?" You know how these things are. I said, "In 2017, really?"
Okay, but excuse me. Why did he marry her? Is it has he started processing the paperwork?
I don't know. I'm not in his house now. I just asked him away.
I don't think that paperwork.
I know they're in house. I asked the guy because to me it's unfair to. Why would you go home, marry someone, leave them there? And it doesn't make sense, and he doesn't go home often.
Unfair to who though? Who is the person who agreed to marry a virtual stranger?
You see, the thing is, he is. You know, we're talking about these red cap chiefs. And we're talking. Remember, we were talking last year.
Each year.
Yes. Each year. He's an Nzenozo. He's an Nzenozo, so he's a young guy.
Okay, this is the one that you said was the color one with the bubble
the colored one, the one that has red, black, and white, or with the bubble at the top. He's one of them. So they go around the country. They go to Germany, Brussels to have meetings. But you go home, you marry a woman, and leave her in Nigeria and come back. He can afford to bring her. He owns his own house. He drives a car. He has no excuse. But I said to him, but you could have started processing her papers while you were there before you came back. It's not like you're coming back and you go to a job. You're a self-employed person. You have your own business. So why did you leave her there? You know how these things. But guess what? Because the one way he married before, they never divorce. You know UK. He never do the papers. So he's comfortably left the girl there. Poor child. Probably doesn't know what he's going, because I know he was married before. But now he's just confessed that the divorce hasn't gone through. He hasn't processed it because I just haven't been bothered. So why did you go and marry someone else's daughter? And add to her.
I don't even understand that. So he's married her. It's not like she's here warming his bed. You just went and married, because I know there are many men in the UK that are like, "Ko someone get in London more, ko someone get in London more." I know there are many men who go home to pick a bride. Actually, Moby, if Moby would like to step in here, I think Moby had a similar thread on a show. So, guys, in case you don't know, I'll put it out there. I will actually let Moby say this part herself. Unfortunately, the timing is very, very, very uncivilized for UK and Niger people. But she actually does have like a Facebook Live show, a radio show as well, and it's amazing.
Nice.
Moby, you were saying something like this on your show, weren't you, about guys that go home to get married?
Yeah, it is. It's very, very silly, in my opinion, when folks It's as women or men are not in your abroad, you know. There are people there, but because you think, okay, I still need my people to be traditional, to be uncivilized, to be my subservient servant or whatever it is.
Which
you know, you feel you're bringing.
That actually surprises me. Sorry to interrupt you, because I mean, on preparing for your show or getting the paper, the preparation or the groundwork put in place for your show, did you get to speak with any guy who actually did go home to get it right? Because I would love to sit inside their brain and find out whether it is using kerosene or find out if it is firing on gas cylinders. I don't understand. I go to certain functions in Nigeria and I am the darkest person in the room. Is it those children? Yeah.
Girl, you will be surprised. Personal friends, not just random people that, you know, call into the show or write into the show. Personal friends, people that I know them daily. I've been like, you know, I can think of two right now off the top of my head. I'm seeing their faces in my head. And the first one was initially married to a chick here.
Okay.
And crap, you know, things did not work out right. He based it on, she was too civilized, she was too open-eyed, she was too whatever it was. He went to Niger to go and carry chick. Left chick in Niger for a good 7 years. Wow. Talking about, I want to make sure she is well imbibed before I bring her here.
Yeah.
That's one person. The second person left chick in, same scenario, left chick in Niger for 4 years.
Did he bring the 7 years a slave?
He did eventually. Okay. Yeah, he did. But it's like nothing stopped him from year 1, year 2 to 7. His rationale was, I don't want her to think that it's an easy green card like that to just come to America like that.
I see. Okay, so that's a reason. I'd never even heard, because I've been asking these questions and I've never heard anybody even be able to answer me why someone would marry. Go ahead, Taiwo.
Yeah, I think most guys that go to Nigeria to go and get married, it's not like Moby just said. They've had a previous relationship which failed, or they've gone through experiences with girls in this country that failed, and they're as well. They're not going to be your average 28, 29, 30-something year olds. I can guarantee you, most of them are over 38, going over 40 to go and get chick in Nigeria to marry. Because
so where are they sharing this expo? Where are they getting this news that it's a Niger chick? No, the reason why I'm asking, I am sure, I am 100% positive that I've shared this before on the show about a guy that went to Nigeria and brought the girl, and the girl left the phone on while she was having sex with another guy. Did I not say this?
Yeah. Whoa, yeah. Oh my goodness.
Very good. She left the phone. She forgot. Well, she didn't forget. She didn't leave the phone on. It is devil, and you know how devil a bomb press husband's number out.
Oh my God!
While she was doing a genuine, while she was doing a genuine and rocking the pony or whatever it is the name of the thing that she was doing. Oh my days! In fact, the whole shopping list that she said she was going to go and buy, husband heard everything on the phone. So she was in a grocery store car park getting down with her fella.
Wait, what? Rewind. Say what?
So she left out her house saying she was going to go to the store to pick up milk and a couple of other things. Then on her way, she hollered Bobo Nice and says, Bobo Nice, what you up to? Do you fancy meeting up? I've just managed to leave the house. I've said I'm going grocery shopping. I will be at whatever, Tesco's, Asda, whatever, wherever she is. So Bobo Nice turns up. One thing led to another. I can't keep my hands off you, can't keep my hands off you. She decides to Taiwo, what's the name of that style when the woman is on top in the car? Taiwo that will know. She decides to jump up on top and she decides to rock the pony.
She decided to be a cowgirl.
There you I said it. I said I have learned people in this group. They said no, I don't have. So she decided to be a cowgirl, but as she was rock the boat, round the middle, round the middle. Her bum pressed up her husband's number. So husband picks up the phone and he's got his wife. So at first he thinks, is this a prank call? Is it a, what is it? There's his wife going, down the phone. So it's a very, very long, very dirty story. But long story short, husband found out, wife knew the husband found out. This is the Omogidi that they went to ghetto from Nigeria, and point blank said to the husband, well, now I guess if you know, then I guess you know he does it better than you. I guess you heard me scream. I guess
Lord,
you know that this is this. And
why she have to rub it in his face though?
You weren't meant to find out this way, but now you know, you know. So that being said, no, because she was caught red-handed. As soon as the noise started, the guy recorded it. So when she, first of all, she was like, me, God forbid, I die fighting, me. I'm ready to naked and burra and swear and all of this. And the husband was like, you don't need to, can you keep your clothes on, please? That's enough for one day. This is the recording, this is this. Then she goes, so that being said, oh, ni binu no ni, but I guess. But I guess if you know, then you also know that he does things to my other parts, and he make my body go ooh. So, then she gives him a very hard time. The people on this show know this story. I don't want to go into too much. She gives him a very hard time. She calls the police on him. Police make sure he can't get into his own home because she reports a threat of violence or a threat of that there's been an argument and the guy said he's going to kill her, which is not what he said. He said, if I stay in this house, one of us will die. And he literally picked up his toothbrush and whatever and left up and went to his brother's house. It is on returning to his house the next morning that he finds like police tape all over the place. His wife is putting on an Oscar performance out of the bathroom window. She's going, oh my God, yes, that's him. Don't let him come in. He said somebody will die. He said somebody will die. So, of course, police is like, listen, we can't, burial ground don't cost. We can't act like we haven't heard that you're trying to kill her. This. And he was like, if I was going to kill her, I would have done. I actually left. And he said, yes, but it's clear that she's still visibly shaken. So wherever it is that you left to, go back to where you're coming from. And stay there first. Stay there. So he had to go back to his brother's place, stay there for like a week. In that time, she told her lover that he'd found out. So the lover was kind of saying, look, I feel bad that your home is in turmoil because of me and all of this. I've actually got a job up in Scotland. So if you need a place to stay, I guess you can stay with me until the storm blows over, so to speak. Auntie, thinking she's landed on her feet, like, oh, Shoton. So he didn't even turn his back on me. He actually took me in. She then goes buck wild with the whole thing. She now started telling people, oh my gosh, when she got to this guy's house, that she was like, is this the London they've been shouting about, that her father's house is better than this guy's house, that it is her boyfriend who showed her what London really was, that it's her boyfriend, that it was with him, that she even first of all went to any kind of fancy hotels. It was with him that she even went to any kind of fancy restaurants. It was with him that she actually went out to dinner, actually went out to this, that, and the other, blah, blah, blah. She did go with him to Scotland with, is Moby still there? Can you hear me?
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. I'm still here.
She's been shocking me.
I'm weak. My body just weak.
She did go up with him to Scotland. Guess what? With my friend's 2 sons. She went to the school one day, like she was just picking them up from school as usual. She got on a train and went all the way to Scotland without telling their father. So she packed everything and went up to Scotland to go and live with Loverboy. She thinks it's all good. She thinks she's landed on her feet. She thinks, oh, this guy's taken her in. She's in England. She has 2 kids. So obviously, paperwork is all cool and everything. Of course, they had a joint account as husband and wife. So that same day that everything fell apart, husband had gone to the bank and opened a solo account and was diverting all of his salary into the solo account. So she had no money, but she was happy because Bobo Nice was feeding her, taking care of her children. Until Bobo Nice wakes her up at 5 a.m. in the morning one day and says, Auntie, please, we need to talk. She's like, what is it? Do you want me to make you something to eat? Do you want me to? Because he normally doesn't wake her. He just gets up, gets dressed, and goes to work. He says, no, that's fine. I'm not hungry. I don't need anything. You're cool. You're good. Favor. Binti, call for me, right? What I'm going to need you to do for me is I'm going to go to work now. When I get back, please don't be here. Not you, not your kids, not your scent, not your perfume, not even your smallest pants. Please do not be here. You see how I'm talking to you now? How it's all calm, you see, you like it, right? You like that there's no quarrel. So far, nobody has burst bottle on top of anybody's head. You see how everything is going. If you don't want to see the other side of me, be gone. So she's like, we didn't quarrel, nothing happened, what's all this, blah 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 blah. And he says, look, first of all, I wasn't cut out for this life. I didn't tell you to bring your kids. I've gone from being a bachelor around town to being a father of 2 within 1 month. Oh, wow. Your children are eating. They're eating. The money that I will use in feeding myself, and I will buy Remy Martin every Friday for 1 month. Your children eat it in 1 week. Rice Krispies in the lane. What's going on? Your children go through like 3 packs of Rice Krispies. Nah, this was not. This is not in the bargain agreement, and it wasn't in the agreement. Feeding some other person's children is not what I'm about. That's number 1. But all of that doesn't even pain me. As you are now, you can't tell me you want to go and buy milk, and I will leave you to go and buy milk. You know what happened the last time we went to buy milk is a result of why you are here in this house. So we have serious trust issues between us. We have serious... I can't be living with someone else's milk buyer. I don't want anything. So that being said, come and be going. So she calls up her best friend and she says to her best friend, this is what this guy has said. She needs to beg the best friend to even send her £120 for the train back home.
Money back home.
To get back home. To send her by Western Union because she doesn't have money. She doesn't have anything. The friend was like, did you guys have a quarrel? Beg him now. Shabi, you know how you are begging, how you used to beg him. How did you beg him before you found yourself in Scotland? Use the same beg to beg him now. Shabi, there's a way you used to do. I was like, no, if we'd even quarreled, it would have been good. He's talking to me like he's discussing the weather. I'm telling you, this guy is dangerous and I'm not about to find out the other side of him at all. Mm-hmm. The friend now said, well, so far, so good. The story so far is still very okay. The only slight problem we have right now is that 120, I don't have it. So I don't know what you're going... So it's actually the friend who went to beg her husband. That's how we all heard this story of what happened between them at 5 a.m. in the morning.
Wait. Rewind a bit. You went to beg your husband.
Oh, yeah. The best friend was like... Wọ́n ti dá sí wọ́n ti àtàwọn ọmọ ẹ̀ wọ́n ti dẹrìn wọ́n síta.
Wait, the original husband?
Yeah, the best friend.
Husband now.
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
Man, they can't have that kind of. They can't have that kind of me as friends.
What the heck? Help you bake. Let me send you come out your house.
So the husband actually gives the friend the money, saying, "Is she coming with my boys?"
Of course, no.
And the girl said, "Hey, if she is leaving, will she leave your for who now? No, she's coming with she's coming with everybody, everything, all alone. The guy, and she has literally 6 hours, because if this guy closes work and she's in the house, I don't know what may happen at any time. It may happen, it may just pass there and happen. So Moby, somebody here is saying, "Oh my God, I'm in love with Moby. That her, oh my God, is a winner." I'm Everybody's here for you. Oh my God.
I agree. Your laugh can make me change sex liking.
And Moby is just like you, Bimbo. She's only 21, but her titties are like fully grown. Just.
Stop. Okay, you won't kill me.
She's got mature tats.
Nobody's talking about titties.
Nobody's talking about titties, Taiwo. Simmer down. Just simmer down.
I will be acting like as if you are not enjoying the conversation. I hate it. The definition of tika body, now you let me know today we will be starting on that one.
Taiwo had titties and he woke up. There's someone else on the line. Telephone number ending 7018. If you want to say something, please pipe up. Otherwise, do feel free to listen in. Would give me a silence if you want to remain silent, please.
Hello, my ladies. How are y'all?
Here we go. Here we all swoon at the same time.
There's no day that the Dolapa will come on the phone and will be sounding like good children. You know, like children that are morally decent. After will be sounding corrupt. Very.
I'm not part of you, but I'm a very well put together host.
No, you're not. You're not.
Sorry, Taiwo, you're about to say something. I said Taiwo. I'm even so confused. The name I want to call Dolapo.
Confusing you, see your life. You see?
You're speaking Chinese.
You know what? I had to find a way to call it because I actually just didn't go to work today, and I've been trying to just rest up. But listening to you ladies on the phone, and the one thing I was kind of like half asleep and I was listening. I had I said, "What the hell was that?"
The one day that you're not here to make us behave ourselves. Next thing, Tika Body happened. I blame it on Taiwo.
It's Taiwo's fault. It's Taiwo's fault.
I cannot leave Rachel and Taiwo together like that.
Do you know what Taiwo said? Let me report him now before he reports him. He said, I said, Taiwo, what does that mean? No more Tika Body. Taiwo says, it's I want more pullover.
Yeah, what the heck?
I can't, it's a problem for me, this group.
That definition does not involve just Niger people. They're all over London.
I want to take body. They're of every nationality.
All these both girls in Western the empire.
Yeah. I don't want to. In fact, let's just keep it moving, shall we? Because you guys are. So yes, the moral of the story is: girls brought from Nigeria, long distance relationship, people who purposely engage in long distance relationships because they think they're better, because they think, oh, let me leave her at home, let her let her imbibe the culture very well before she comes out here. People who travel home to look for why, as if they're shopping for my next Ankara, I'll go and buy it from Nigeria. It's the same way they say their next wife or their wife, they'll go and buy it from Nigeria. And this idea of, because they've been hurt once by a lady here or by a British lady or whatever. So if you're a Nigerian living in Nigeria and you're hurt by a Nigerian lady, where will you go to? I mean, anybody can hurt. That's just geography. You still end up on the moon.
Can I pipe in?
Please do, Inkir.
And
okay.
Just 1 minute, please, Dolapo.
The long distance thing, yeah? I tried it. Okay, when? What year are we in? 2000? Confession. Okay. 2017. Yeah? We're in 2017. 2015. I met this guy. We met the worst place. We met through Facebook. He was all right. We were chatting. Then we started chatting outside Facebook. We came off Facebook. We're chatting outside Facebook. Seemed nice. He's in New York, by the way. He's a solicitor. So I was like, you know what? I'm single. To hell with the women, the ladies. You know now. You understand?
I know now.
By the horn. If Mohammed won't come to the mountain, somehow that mountain is going to shift base automatically by magic.
Inkiru, you have not seen the one that you will go to the market, you will buy horn, put it on the bull, and then drag the bull. If the bull doesn't even have horn, you will take the horn and drag it.
So I took the bull by the horn, got a flight, got myself to the States. It was nice and everything. No problem. I came back. It was all good. I will try it again. God said, if you don't find that in London, stay single. It's not by force. I went all the way to America. I went to America. America. I came back. That monkey married somebody else.
Oh my God!
You see?
Yeah, he's a monkey.
I am not doing it again. I know they do it again. I say if I not find,
he's a monkey.
Moby says, "Oh my God!"
I'm sorry, but.
I married someone else. But you know what? At the end of the day, when I got back and was chatting, in my head, I knew, you know what, this isn't going to work. When you know in your head it's not going to work, but your heart is being stupid and telling your head, behave yourself. We'll find a way. There's no way. Like joke, before you could say rumple, still skin, idiot got married. So,
oh my days.
Yes. So
you probably already had somebody even while you were out there.
Yes.
Thank you.
Because I've had the exact same one. I had a girlfriend go to Nigeria, and when she got back, the guy said, I need to tell you something so you don't hear from someone else. Only God knows where he thought she's going to hear it from. That he wasn't even married. He got some girl pregnant, but the girl was pregnant when she came. So the whole time, the whole time she was there was some other girl knocked up by him, and he kept on trying to play it off like, oh yes, because she point blank asked him. She was like, did you know that some girl was pregnant for you, and you still encouraged me? And this is a ticket. Oh, you girls buying ticket anyway. This is a ticket she bought by herself with her money. This guy's like, oh yeah, it will be nice to see you.
I upgraded. I carried my useless nyash. Go sit down for premium economy. I should have sat in economy. I upgraded my black ass to premium economy to go to.
Because you I know why you upgraded now. You were looking at your long legs that I don't want to be cramped because I want to.
I need space. I was like, let me have space. At least when God, if I'm going to hang on chandelier, let the legs be flexible.
I know. I knew it. That was chandelier that was at the back of your mind.
You know what? I don't know if it's me, but let's be honest. I think we have women. I don't know if correct me if I'm wrong, ladies, because we're all here. But I think sometimes we kind of like want to give as much chances as we can.
Yes.
We open our hearts and we want to give as much chances as we can. But I've reached the point where, oh boy, listen, if I'm not joking, if Bros ain't got money to fly himself from wherever he is to come and meet me, yeah, it ain't gonna work.
I'm not standing.
I'll tell you this based on the fact that
across countries. Sorry, Jerry. Go on, darling, my dear. Sorry.
No, I was just going to chip in on what you just said. Based on long distance, I'm not trying to say I'm a professional or something, but one of the first rules of long distance is it's not you trying to be all feministic or whatever, or being, I'm not talking about the feminist thing, this thing that they're up and down now. No, I'm talking about being a feminine, right? Being female.
Yeah.
When you're in a long distance relationship, if you guys are trying it out or it's already established or whatever, let's say you're trying it out. The first rule is you do not, repeat, do not fly yourself to go meet old boy. Forget it.
Thank you.
It's a no-no. It's a no-no. If he does not have the balls, the galls, and the thought of himself to say, you know what, I want to try to make it work with old girl. Let me go visit her. I've done it before. I've done scapegoats. It is not a very good feeling. So I totally understand what you're saying. It is not a good feeling.
I personally feel that the at the very least, the very first trip should come from him. And in return, the very first accommodation should come from you. So if at all he does get himself over there, as in spoil his life with soup, with stew, with outgoing, you know your city, you know your town, you plan the things. Oh my gosh, I thought you would really enjoy this theater production, so let's go do this. I thought we should, you accommodate him, but that money, cash down money in the bank for who gets on a plane, let him. If it is an 8-hour ticket, let him deal with the jet lag. Or if it's an 8-hour flight, if it's something, let him put in.
But keep in mind though, as much as he does that, that does not guarantee commitment.
It doesn't guarantee commitment. But I think there are women in the name of why? If I have the money to fly, why don't I fly? What is all this sitting and waiting for a guy to fly? If I want, he may want me, but I also want him too. So what's there in showing him that I want him too? What's there in is it ticket that will now turn into a whole thing or whatever? I think it does kind of, it messes with the equilibrium a little bit. It shows some sort of desperation. That's how I feel. That's how I feel. Especially if you're a woman of a certain age, and we're none of us here children. We're not. If by the time a guy sees me, for example, there are men asking questions already in their heads. What's up with her? That she's not married. What's going on? And then I call up this guy and say, oh no, you don't have to come. Don't worry, I will come. He would already have, whether consciously or unconsciously, he will already have worked out that, oh, she wants it. Oh, she want it. Oh, she want it. So this is I had rice and palm oil stew this evening. It's been messing with my system. You said see for my body, I think.
I thought you were necessarily joyful. And I'm thinking, why are you so happy?
It's the oil.
The oil. Now the oil inside the stew. It makes sense. That. So that was. I think there's a certain thing that you allow yourself to be chased, and also I think we have to overcome. So for me, I've been living alone. I don't know, maybe since I was 21. I would say I'm used to being self-reliant. If I want to see you, I know it means I have to look for tickets to go. If I want to build a flat pack furniture, I know I need to bring out my hammer and my this and my that. So really, we're not used to being spoiled or being fettered over or being let him do some of the running around and let him make it be known that he wants you. So if you mess with the equilibrium right off the bat, it might be difficult to get back on an even keel where you both want each other the same way. My friends, the guy said that he is not like he didn't know that she did mention that she was pregnant, but to be honest, he wasn't sure if he was his, or he wasn't sure if she was just playing games. He wasn't, because she asked him, she was like, did you know that you had some woman pregnant for you by the time you were asking me to fly down to come see you? And that's what she said.
Mention is like saying I have a headache. Excuse you?
No, but she was like, it's not at the end of the day, it wasn't even that he got the girl pregnant that was the one that pained him. Like, why would I be dealing with a man who they go carry belle come meet, we go deny the belle? So he's saying to me that a girl told you she's pregnant by you, and you didn't turn around and say to her, what do you need me to do in this situation? What is your decision? Are you keeping it? Are you not keeping it? You are telling me that you thought she was like, so that means if me to get pregnant on this trip that I'm coming, that's how you tell me that who knows who else she slept with, who knows who else she's dealing with, who knows that. It just showed the kind of person that he is. But in fact, his maths wasn't even correct, because it means he must have still messed with her a couple weeks before she came over, and she was like, we've been talking for about 3-4, because that child was born about 7-8 months after she left up out of Nigeria. And she was like, before she's like, it's not like we got talking day one and I flew over. So we've been talking nonstop for like 3 months, 4 months before we made the decision for me to come over. So I mean, yes, there is a certain thing at a certain age that you'll be like, this one no good, this one no good. You throw away, let me just try. And in trying, you try a little bit harder than you should, because really, there are some things that in your 20s you just wouldn't accept. You just wouldn't deal with at all. You wouldn't get on a plane over anybody. You'd be like, man don't even finish for Kent, not even talk of UK, that I'm now going to start going to Nigeria. I'm not going to do that. I've got one of our listeners says, a friend was married to an uncle in the abroad. The dude never lived with her. After the honeymoon, he left her in Nigeria and went back stateside. To cut a long story short, turns out the dude is bisexual, actually gay. They divorced eventually. Long distance relationship is not advisable.
No. I think I did. I was my ex. You know my ex. Oh, sorry, darling.
Sorry, Rachel was about to say something. Who was that? Rachel.
I said I'll go after you, Tori.
Okay.
Go on. I'll talk after you. Yeah.
Rachel. Like my ex, he was more in Niger than he was here. I mean, I carried 2 children, 9 months. Those 9 months, he was not here. When I pushed the first one, he wasn't here. It was my mother that was my labor partner. I've been my sister, I can't remember, 8 years ago. But it was a case of when he was in Niger. This is where, for me, long distance worked. When he was in Niger, we got on like a house on fire. He wasn't in my face. I wasn't in his. But you see, the thing is, I was already grown, so I was very independent. I was in my 30s, my middle 30s to my late 30s. So I had my second child when I was 37. Yeah, 37. Okay. Josh was 8. He's 8 now. So I had my second child when I was 37. So basically, because I was, when you're doing your own thing, if you want something done, do it yourself kind of thing. I was already at that point. So when so if he was here, because I want the weight done in a certain way, if he does it differently, I'll go and redo it. So he gets annoyed. So when he was in Niger, the relationship was, the best. We talked on the phone like 10 times a day. We were always calling. I was always popping up like I loved me, because my phone was always on the go. I was popping up. Listen, that long distance relationship, when it ended, that's when I knew the marriage is falling apart. Because when he came, everything changed. For that time,
but surely when he came is actually when you were in a relationship, because everything you do on the phone is.
Yes, we now saw each other the way we see each other. He saw that, this girl said, please help me change light bulb. I waited 2 days, I didn't change it. She went and changed it, she didn't ask. That's when he now realized that he was in a relationship with someone who didn't have OCD, but like things done properly. If you can't do it properly, then don't do it at all. So I never stopped asking. Now that time they involved my mama, they reported me to my mama. At my age, my mama was calling me to tell me off, say my man, they vex. So I like the distance. When with that relationship, that was one relationship I enjoyed going the distance for. So Niger didn't see me that often. He was the one that was always coming, so it was good, because I was here with the kids. There was no way I was flying anywhere. And it's not cheap to carry children and be able to plane anyway. So I was here with the kids. Once my children hit 2, they have to sit on their own seats. You can't carry them on your lap again.
That's right.
So that's ticket money for one day. So I wasn't doing the journey. He was doing it. Everything just disintegrated, literally, when he came back. But that was that was the only long distance relationship. I won't lie to you. I would say I gave 100% mark to it. I enjoyed it till he came.
But would you say that you enjoyed it because it wasn't the real relationship, because you weren't seeing the real man? Because as soon as you started living together, your real personality started coming out.
Yeah. Yeah, as soon as we started living together. But before that, we were together. Then we went and did our traditional. We went to Nigeria. I did traditional. I carried palm wine on my head and everything with my high heels. I did traditional there.
Palm wine that you paid for. I still haven't forgiven you for that palm wine.
Chick, palm wine that I paid. Please, let's leave that story. But
I
carried palm wine on my head with my head tie. And I left him back home in Nigeria. He was doing back and forth as and when he pleased. He would just saunter into London, stay a week and go back. Me, I'm here, working, looking after children. But I enjoyed the relationship because it was good. But it was when he now came, we were now in each other's faces. We now realized that, you know what, I don't like your temperament. He didn't like mine. He felt that I was too fussy. I wanted things done. You know, can I wait, let things be done accordingly? And when you accordingly, we're sitting in the house where it looks like there's NEPA operating. I ask you to change the light bulb. You're telling me, wait, do it. It's very soon. We look like people that have not paid their light, what's the electricity bill. And I'm sitting in my house, there's darkness. Of course not. So, you know, for me, it was a case of he was in my face and I didn't like it. I preferred him when he was away. We got on like a house on fire. But things just went down.
Could I ask a question, though?
Yes.
Okay, so apart from the fact that it seemed like, okay, when you guys had the long-distance relationship, right, y'all seemed like everything was perfect, everything was going good, and then the person was in your face, and then suddenly it was like another element of them surface, another element of you surface. Do you think then that it's possible within a long-distance relationship for your full character, for your full personas as couples to be experienced, even long distance? So when you now come together, you know, such behaviors, such characters, such temperaments are not surprising anymore. Is that even possible?
It's true.
It is possible. It is possible, but it depends on if everybody is playing ball, Moby. For many people, long distance is their ability to put their game face on. Oh, baby, I love you, baby. I just wish you were here. Oh, my gosh. Do you know what? I saw such and such today, and I was just thinking about you. Oh, so what are you doing today? Oh, are you going out with the boys? Oh, that's nice. Oh, so what are you doing? Blah, 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 blah. And then he hangs up, and, you know, you get what you want out of them. You absolutely can have a long-distance relationship where it is naked heart touching naked heart, no doubt about it. But that is only if both people involved want to have that kind of a relationship. If one person is having a relationship where they feel like, I'm going to put my game face on because I need her to be sitting pretty. I don't want her to get tired. I don't want her to get frustrated. I don't want her to, and you know, it will take very, very little for her to put everything she's getting on a scale and find out that it doesn't balance. If it will take very little for her to say, hang on, I'm here alone with these two kids, doing everything by myself, and he's over in Nigeria living the life of Larry. So the only thing that can make that scale balance is sweet words, is keeping her sweet, is giving her the number of phone calls she needs a day. It's giving her whatever it is she needs by way of emotional fulfillment. And then when she is happy, and we hang up, me, I can enter town. I can do my own thing. I can live my own life. Because yes, long distance relationship can hurt. I think women think they're the vulnerable ones and they're the ones. There are men that, you know, it gets them in their feelings too. It gets them like, I don't function very well when this woman isn't around me. I wish I was with her. There's all of that good stuff. There's no doubt about it. There are probably people who have that feeling. But for a guy who is in Nigeria and doesn't feel like, oh, I'm coming back anytime soon, or I still want to chop my life small before I come back, and needs to keep a woman sweet, Moby, it is easy to do. It is easy to do. So Nkiru touched on something very, very important, and that's going to take us to the next leg of this. Wait, before I do that, Rachel wanted to say something. Rachel, do you still want to say what you were going to say?
Yeah, sure. I wanted to say, and just also piggyback off piggyback on what Nkiru said. I feel long-distance relationships many times, everybody's doing their very best to put their best foot forward. It's not a real relationship. The relationship starts when you start to stay together. That's when you know he snores when he's sleeping, or he drools when he's sleeping, and he realizes, you like say this woman is cooking doesn't have enough salt. You don't get the opportunity.
Oh, you see me and my gangster hairnets, my hairnets that has 4 corners.
Like, oh my goodness, this is what makeup artists do. I thought she was fine, though, but it looks like a master. Especially if you're talking of long-distance relationship, 5-10 years. I mean, my brother-in-law actually, after a long-distance relationship with his wife, they got married in 2001. She joined him in the United States 2003. By 2004, they were divorced.
Oh, wow.
They just could not get along because in the first 3 months of them staying together, he kicked her out. They could not stay together. This was the first time he did not know what she liked. She did not know what her husband liked. She couldn't even tell if he liked his rice soft or hard. They didn't know each other. And they spent so much time on the phone. It's like, oh, I love you. Oh, what did you? That's all they talked about. And here I am with the little brother. So a long-distance relationship does not give you time, and you need to know what you're going in for. You see all these, I married you to America, so you should be grateful to me. When my husband married me, regardless of the circumstances, that's the shit that comes with your responsibility. You want me to be there. You have not done me a favor by giving me a green card.
Exactly.
Okay? And you need to put I always say this, put your cards on the table. This all very, very grateful because you came to take me from Nigeria. If you didn't take me, Uncle, how can I make the egusi soup for you? Or how can I do cowgirl for you? The only option was to hire me now.
Cowgirl.
So that kind of things, I believe, defines how that kind of relationship survives. If someone feels he has done you a favor and you are also being subservient, you're going to reinforce that perception. I use myself as an example a lot. Within 3 months of me joining my husband, we were right on the Brooklyn Bridge when he threw the old famous, well, now you're in America, you're going to leave me because you've got your papers. I threw his damn card at him and walked up and left him on the bridge. He spent 8 hours looking for me in Brooklyn. And I said, listen, don't pull that stunt with me because I get Papa house. I will go back right now, right here. You did not do me a favor. And that changed the tone of the relationship. Imagine if I'd gone on my knees and say, Emma, be no story.
I agree.
And I know everybody is not like me, but I think
no. I think people should be. I think you don't have to be like Rachel. You don't have to be willing to walk away from it all. I think Rachel is probably one of the frankest people I know when it comes to relationship, as in, this is what I can put up with and no more. This is how far I'm willing to go to and no more. There are people who might not have such clear boundaries or but at the very least, however way you are set up, put that on the table. I can take this, but I can't take this. We will do it like this, but we won't do it like this. I can handle this, but I can't handle this. But if you don't do that, then like you said, the person will run rings. Oh, now you're in England, you're something. So you've got your green card now. I won't hear what. Well, he hasn't lied. Somebody is who did they marry? What's the name of the person we talked about on our program?
Is it Amara? You want to
Amara, my babe.
Oh, good. Leave Amara.
He's not lying. If somebody hadn't done it before, people wouldn't have these fears or these paranoia. Okay. But it's good that you're able to put him in his place quick, fast. Like, see, try that with other girls. You know me. It's not be today we start, and I'm not going to take that from you. So that's that. Nkiru brought up something very, very important. Nkiru talked about children and was talking from a point of view of marriage. And I really, really, really want us to deal with this, because this is taking us to the second part, and which I think is probably the part that affects more of us at this particular age or this particular time, which is economic long distance relationship, right? When you're already married, one person has to travel for work, one person has to travel for whatever reason. If you would like to join us, let me just repeat those numbers once again. If you're calling from the UK, that telephone number is 0330 998 1261. People calling in from America, you need to dial 712-770-4032. People dialing from Nigeria, that number is 014405024. Please punch in the access code in whichever country you're calling from. That's 264812. Give me the pound key or the hash key, and that will bring you straight into the studio. Now, let us talk about it. We all know somebody like this, or maybe we are somebody like this. Recession hit. Things ain't going like they, or maybe even before recession, the guy just looked at himself that his opportunities lie in Nigeria and he's more likely to make money in Nigeria. Or actually, the one I've seen, it's hardly ever the woman that looks at herself and says opportunity lies in Nigeria. Usually it's the other, there are women who travel abroad from Nigeria and are in Dubai doing nursing or doing some other type of thing or whatever. And somebody travels, but I want to talk about the men going to Nigeria. And there's a reason why, not because I'm picking on men, but because Nigeria has a very, very different way in which it deals with men coming in from the abroad that I really want to talk about. Guys, like, let's go, let me go wojule, so to speak. Let me go see what's up. Let me go see what I can do. Why not you Remy now? You know my friend Lanre. Lanre now. Lanre is the MD of something. Oh, you remember Chidi? Why would you say you wouldn't know Chidi? Chidi that still came here that day, that drove that Lexus 2016 something. Chidi is always shouting at me. Chidi is like, oh, I should come home, that he doesn't even know why I'm here suffering in this Thames Meadow, that, there's opportunities, there's this, there's that. That Lexus 2016, you remember that car that we entered, that all our bomb was hot because it turned on the seats warmer something. Yeah. He has changed it to 2017. Now it's not just your bum, even your spine. Your spine will be hot. All your body will be. He has the thing that used to massage somebody inside the chair. So the men stand up. They leave the women. Why do they leave the women? They leave the women because they think they're leaving them in a better, there's water, there's light. You don't have problem. You don't have. Sometimes also on the proceeds of collecting benefits and everything. Also, most times when Nigerian families come here, the women, and I would imagine it is the same in Yankee, although I wait for Moby and Rachel to correct me. The woman tends to get into stable employment. It could be as a teacher, it could be as nursing, it could be in care work, it could be in anything. The guy encourages her to go into whatever, but he himself doesn't go into stable employment because we still have the hammer spirits, right? Oh, I go hammer. They do one or two things for Nigeria. Me and some guys, we shipped some cars over from Germany back to Nigeria. We did this, we did that, and everything. They want a situation where they can up and leave at a moment's notice if they find out that, their friend has hit it big time, or somebody they know has finally made it and is now a governor, or is now whatever the case may be. Also, women are probably, and I know this isn't always the case, the main nurturer. So if there's kids involved, there's usually kids involved. It's something that ties the woman down. So she has to sit here, she does the school run and everything else, and then the guy goes to Wojule in Nigeria. What I have found in every instance, and there is an uncle of mine that's dealing with this at this moment, and this is an uncle whose surname is Onomusid. So this is not how people say, uncle somewhere, somebody that came. My uncle is actually doing this in this instant where his wife and his kids are here. What I have found in every instance is it is never short. These men don't come back. This thing is not a 6-month thing. It is not a 1-year thing. That is if the men come back at all. Nigeria has all of its problems. The day island does not flood, mainland will flood. The day you don't on generator, your transformer will blow. The day it is not your whatever it is, your something else. The day your the portal will remove your shock absorber and shock you very well. Everything. But there's largesse. in Nigeria. There is largesse, and with little money you can sit at a point and kill, and you can drink beer, and there are honeys. There are honeys. The day you don't pay your light bill and you see the guy coming with the ladder, you settle him 2K, he goes away with his ladder, aluta continua, Victoria Asata. You are far removed from the responsibilities and ergo the problems that is the UK, or in your case America. There are very, very unique problems that come with living here that don't exist in Nigeria. Different from lights, water, blah blah blah. Yes, they have their own problems, but they're very, very unique stresses, things that you know that rain that you're like, oh, it's just a light drizzle, but then you enter your house and you have pneumonia. That is exactly how the UK is. The thing, it wants to look like small. All the little stresses, they all look insignificant. But you're dealing with them every day. The day you're not dealing with direct debits, you're dealing with standing order. The day you're not dealing with standing order, you're dealing with the council. When you're not dealing with the council, you're dealing with something else. Oh my gosh, your car, your MOT, your this, your that, your road tax, your TV license, your this, your that. Oh my gosh, the school says you came to pick up the child late. Even that one is a fine. Then you have to look for after school club to put the pikin until you close work, because the school will kick out your child. Now you know. So you go and enroll the child in one ballet or football that the child knows nothing about. You just stay there first. I will come at 6 o'clock when I close to come and get you. So the UK has its own, and again, I'm just speaking about the UK. I don't know if you guys experience the same things in America. The UK has its own.
The TV licensing that you said.
My dear, this is what our eye is seeing here. This is just what our eye is seeing here. I can't even talk about this TV license or something. It's the TV is my own. The lights I use in watching it is my own. The eye that I use in looking at it is my own. The sky box that I on to make wire pass enter the TV is my own. They said it's not good enough. I have to, anyway, make I not just talk how it's doing me, to be quite honest with you. So I'm just curious, what is the do you think this kind of relationships could work? And if you had a partner today who said to you, I want to go to Nigeria, I have a friend who has 2 grown children, and her partner has been in Nigeria for years on end, and it's wearying. It's wearying because you're father, you're mother, you're everything, and there's only so many times you can hear, Oshe Yawomi, Oshe, I know you're going through so much, I know. And by the way, this money hardly ever translates into dollars or translates into pounds. He's not doing this work and doing your paying the mortgage up over your head. He's not doing this work. He's not in Nigeria. The thing you will hear is, I have a meeting with so and so person. Oh yes, so and so said I should come. So and so. I'm talking to Nkiru because Nkiru, you have used your 2 eye and your 2 ear to do this thing before. That they send money. Does the naira translate into enough pounds to take care of you and your 2 boys when you were going through it? I'm asking.
Please, ladies, I have been stupid. I keep saying it. I like to abuse myself because I have been stupid with a capital stu, not S, in my time. When they were in Niger, I was looking after the newborn baby and my daughter, who was already 15 at the time. I was sending money. I was not receiving. I was not.
So what was he doing there? What was he doing there?
He said he was waiting for contracting. Contract. So he broke contract that they don't give job to anybody. They give to family members and next of kin. They don't give to you who they don't know, who has been living in London since, or you English boy. You want to go to Nigeria and prove big boy, Lagos big boy. It didn't work. Listen, you know how, because I just had a baby, so I was still on maternity leave. You know, you get money like weekly, and I was getting like, you know how it is now, tax credits and stupid stuff we get here.
Yes.
I will carry money where government give me while I'm on maternity leave. Carry send go Niger. I haven't even checked if we have enough milk in the freaking fridge.
Imagine.
So my story is different. I know to one vex this night. So I don't want to remember. Leave me alone.
I know to one.
I know to one. Remember, I take up.
No, and they ask because when I look at it, if a man is going to leave me and leave me with 2 children to say mo fellow wojule, right? I want to go see what's up. I would imagine that you are not getting on a plane to just go. Nope. Obviously, the second you reach Muritala, you will know which house you're going to sleep. You will know what food you're going to eat that afternoon. So I'm imagining that you've already put certain things in place. You're not just going to stand up, go, and then say to your boys, okay, omotideo, anything for the boys. No, I'm imagining that you would have made some conversations up to certain points where all that's left is for your presence to dot the I's and cross the T's. If you are in Nigeria...
Rachel, let me stop you quickly.
Come in, please.
You mentioned something just now before you start saying your husband or your boyfriend or your partner told you, that means you ain't saying nothing up.
That's not guaranteed.
Okay, but if you look at the ground, if you look at the Ojuile, 2 months, 3 months, 4 months, and babe, koi kliko, babe, I'm still on it, babe, I'm this, babe.
London, quickly.
You come back, or guess what? Guess what's gonna happen at your little hut where you say you are living in Shangisha, where you tell me you drank curry for breakfast, noon, and lunch. All you get one day is a call on the door, and I'm about to show up. Me, the kid, we're here. Hi, how are you doing? Hi. Because this will go on interminable. Moby, you know what I'm talking about. Moby knows.
My thing is, but Rachel, this is the thing. For me to be with a man that wants to go and wojuile in another abroad from where we are. No, but you hit the nail on the head. Before you even land Muritala Mohammed, you're not going there on feasibility study. You're going there on a specific action. You're going there on a specific contract that's already signed, sealed, delivered. And you're going there like a project manager. You already have your work cut out for you.
Even if it's not signed, sealed, and delivered, it should be at some point where all that's left is your presence. So to literally put your ink on the line. So if in 2 months, and I understand Nigerian business, I understand that it doesn't work the way it works in the Western world, where you can just breeze in, sign on the date you were told you were going to sign and everything. You will get there, you will hear, a guy is not on seats, all of that good stuff. I know that stuff. But if after all said and done, 2 months down the line and Ojuile is still Ojuile, bring your ass back.
Simple. Very simple.
I don't understand all these.
4 years they were Ojuile.
I don't understand all these Ojuile. My husband told me he was going to Ojuile. I gave him a list of things he needed to do to Ojuile. You will pay your rent for 6 good months before you go. You will put cash in my hand to feed your children.
Exactly.
I am not a slave. I cannot go to work, go to school, go pick up children. And you will pay for a nanny that can be washing your children while I do the other thing.
Exactly.
I take care of. He was doing in America. We are still in America. I just shame you. We will take care of it together.
Yes.
What kind of thing is that?
Absolutely, I support that 100%.
But this thing that we're saying, like, play. Everyone is like, absolutely, I support that. In Kiru, you know it happens. Moby, you know it happens. No,
Rachel, I'm not saying it doesn't happen. Okay, the reason I'm supporting it is because I've seen the both scenarios. Okay, I do have a friend that happened to. Hubby went for perpetual ages, and Oga was busy stressing over her kids. Oga was busy stressing over the bills. And then that's a terrible scenario. But the other scenario that I know is possible. It might be tough. It might be rare. But it is possible. Another very good friend of mine, actually, she works with me on my show. Lovely lady. Her hubby was gone for like 6 years. But he did not just go on, let me go and wojule. He went setting things in order. Taking care of the woman, the children, the bills. Matter of fact, God was not paying a thing. The man was sending naira to dollar. To be doing everything that
you see,
like he was doing Mojule.
That's a good man there.
But that isn't Wojuile. That is no. That is not Wojuile. That is an expat. That is an expatriate, someone who works in a foreign country.
Doing what he's supposed to do.
Yeah, that is not Wojuile anymore. He's employed and is getting.
That's what I'm saying. That is why I'm not. That is why I'm not in support of the Wojuile of let's go see what the boys are doing. My friends are back home. They're going to connect me. Forget that. That's very immature. That's irresponsible. We're talking about children, family.
In fact, when I hear that, my boys are back home and this and this and this, it makes me think of a man running away. That's all I hear. All I hear is you don't off his slippers, you don't pack his slippers on top of his head, you don't take off. As he's busy giving me all the gist about everything Ladipo said and everything that Kunle said about how things have changed in Lagos and how they're the ones running Lagos now, all I'm hearing in my ears.
Yep.
So if I can see that he's having an exit strategy, all I'm interested in is how I'm going to protect myself during this exit strategy. I'm not going to lose both ways where you go and I'm left with these kids, and then one day, because I've seen something like this that happened where the guy went to Wojule, and at the end of the day turned it to quarrel with the lady. What is it? So and so's husband, they are here. Their wives are not calling them every day, distressing them. So and so is here. Their wives are not calling them every day, stressing them. And then his mom grabbed the phone out of his hand and said to her, "Leave my son alone. You have been blocking." You've been blocking his blessings, that since he has been here, he has even put small foundation down. He has even started buying small block. Any minute now.
Rachel, hold on. Now, Naija movie, I realized something.
Because I came to just you Nollywood, I said you.
Oh my God.
No, the mom said. Can you imagine? The mom is like, listen, Shebi, when we were going to marry you, I think a cousin said something about how she was a citizen here, but he wasn't. He was still working on getting his papers. So of course, the marriage expedited those papers. So, Shebi, you are the shakara of your household, basically. You have papers. That means you're in your country. You should know how to do all of your applications and get your benefits. You should know get your welfare and your job. This. Don't irritate my child. Don't come looking for my boy.
Was that the mother of the boy?
Yes.
Oh, I got the same thing. Yeah.
Taiwo, what were you about to say?
Yeah. By the way, what is that? They're already a waste man in England or America where they are at the moment. You know, maybe they're not that responsible at home, so it's not going good for them. That's okay. It's not working out in abroad. Let me go and see and continue to Wojule in Nigeria. So it's what is following them about. It's not like Nigeria. They're just waste man.
The mom got on the phone and she started chatting nonsense. She said, "Leave my son alone. Don't call up my son. This. Since he's been here, that he's eating, he's sleeping, he's getting fatter, he's looking well. That you're like a vulture. That you pick.
My chest.
You said my chest." My chest.
Mine was even worse. I think that mine was worse. I think.
The mom said that. Yeah, I told him. I've told him to block your number. Oh no, Baba no feature only work pele. He's very calm. He's very this. Emilaye mi ma wa jeke obìnrin kan kó da ọmọ láàmú fún mi. Kí ló dé? Ọmọ mi dé mi ò dá mọ̀ mọ́. He's so skinny. He's so this. He's so that. Ṣọ́nrún ẹ̀ sọ́mọ mi ni. Ṣọ́nrún ẹ̀ sí ìdílé yìí ni. Baba Don't
Oh
call this number
wow.
no more. Don't be about it. Don't
We don't
just
deserve on fire.
because she said bros, when are you coming? How far money? How far rent? How far this?
Oh,
They
we
said
dey suffer.
they
It is
said
well.
her mouth was too big for her. So if you were to have a situation, I mean, Rachel has said her part about her husband tried her once, he didn't try her again. If you were to have a situation where a man is saying to you, look, I can't find work here, I can't, everything, I didn't grow up, do everything I did to come to another man's land and come and be a security guard or something. I want to see if I can do something for myself. Because really, if a guy wants to go, really, what do you want to do? Are you going to tie him with menu rope? Are you going to? So what should a wife do in this scenario? How do you protect yourself?
How about a man expanding his horizon? How about him looking into the market and see what and where the employments are or where the opportunities are in the country?
You mean where you are? Yes, where your family is, where you're.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. How about him doing that? Because this is the problem that I see that's happening with Niger men or males or people, males, whatever. Folks that go back to Niger looking for greener pastures, so to say. We have this mentality of instant gratification. We want to hammer. Rachel, you said it a while ago.
Yeah.
We want to hammer immediately. We want to, make that million on one contract. Is it beans? Not everybody carry that kind of head come to life now. Why don't you do what you're doing in the middle of you doing that?
But
improve
also
your self-worth.
Yeah, Inkiru said something very important where have they finished sharing it amongst themselves that live there? You think you're just gonna show and you just get your hands on the million? The boys that know themselves, that see themselves every Friday at Mango Chili, that see themselves every whatever at karaoke, that see that they've not finished chopping the money. They will now leave the money for you to come from London and scoop
because you're speaking British and Yankee. Please.
That what's past. Don't mind them. They haven't finished giving. It's you they'll give.
So but then again, we still what I want is answers, because if you are in this situation, you're not going to walk away from your marriage. You're not, which Moby, again, there's a reason why I keep calling Moby's name, because we have friends that are going through these things. You're not going to walk away from your marriage. You're not going to just stand up one day and say you're not doing it again. And there are times that you will even end up being the one begging the guy and saying, wow, don't leave me, or don't, when the guy is even, okay, so we're getting a comment here from Barry White. We're getting a comment here from Dolakbo. Dolakbo is saying, but seriously, on the totem, so I'm assuming this comment is in agreement with, or is in empathy with men who want to go home where everybody's like them, right? They are Nigerian, the person is also Nigerian. Dolakbo is saying, but on the totem pole of employable people, the black man is at the bottom because he is seen as violent and difficult at work. So that is another reason where, is he really going to break that glass ceiling? Is it, yes, we know we had an Obama and there was a black man in the White House, but for every black man in the White House, there are thousands more who are doing jobs that they are way too qualified for, who can't get a leg up, who can't get, so, your man is frustrated, and you say the man where you carry put for house, that he's frustrated, that he feels like his hands are tied in this country and he wants to go home.
Are we back?
Can you hear me?
I'm not sure.
I'm just kidding. Rachel.
Can you hear me?
London,
I think I disappeared.
Oh my God, I can hear you guys.
Hello.
Muted. Unmuted.
Did you go
Hello.
Did you go plug your rabbit?
Hello.
Did you go plug your rabbit?
Goodbye.
Welcome. This service is provided by freeconferencecall.com.
There are 5 participants in the conference.
You running around.
Hi, can you guys hear me?
Yes, she's back.
I don't know what happened. I heard you all saying up Nepa. It was world people. I think it was Carmen. Can you just turn off your vibrator? We have 10 more minutes, and then you can go plug it back in the 10 minutes.
Oh.
Taiwo Shanumi, help me beg Bimbo. It's just 10 minutes, and then the show will be over. So I'm really sorry about that. I think it was just technical issues. I just had to hang up and come back in, and then it was fine. So, did y'all have fun? What did you people talk about? I missed. What happened?
You know. You went there, we're talking about you.
See the life of my... If I host another talking drum, call me anything you like. I'll ban this show. I'll remove it. I'll remove it from the air. People will have...
You know what's going to make us, you know, don't even lie. Try.
You'll be doing like drafting songs.
It is even me that it will pay and pass. I always miss you guys when I don't get to speak
you know
to you.
now.
It's me. Every time I've been to Nigeria, 2 weeks, I'm like, is it only 2 episodes I missed? How did this happen? What's going on? Oh, okay. The people at home said they could still hear me, so I think it was the people who were dialed in that couldn't hear me anymore. Anyway, so we have 7 minutes left, so let's round up. I want to go around the room and I want to get opinions from everyone. I want to hear what you think about long distance relationships now, at this age now. I don't care about what you did in your 20s or what you did. Is it something you think you could embark upon now? Is it something you think you could advise a friend to embark upon? So you know what? If you're already in a relationship, so people like Rachel, if you're already in a relationship, imagine if you're advising me, Rachel, at my age now, and I say to you, listen, there's this guy, he lives in, I don't know, Kutu-NG. I think I like him. What do you think? Is it, Taiwo, what's your own? Do you know anybody in Kutu-NG? I heard they're well endowed in Kutu-NG. So, anyway.
I'll call you after the show to find out.
Yeah, no problem. JB, we've seen that graph. I think we need to go and check where Kutu-NG is on that graph. So let me start with Rachel. Rachel, America.
What would my advice be? My advice would be long distance relationship, yes, with a plan of when you guys will be together. If it's only long distance relationship, trash it outside, find someone else.
Okay. So what is a plan? Like, what if I say he's doing a master's or he's going to come back in 2 years when his program is finished?
Yeah, that's a plan. If 2 years is fine with you, then that's a plan. There's an end date. It's not an indefinite long-term relationship.
Okay, fantastic. So what about these wives who are here, the husband has gone home, this thing is now going on 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years?
Becoming antique.
May I answer like Rachel? I didn't answer like Carmen.
Answer any how they do you.
Answer. They fall for their man back, because if they not fall for their man back, that will not be marriage. So that's not marriage. Doesn't make sense. Again, that has to have a plan. If it is just no, there has to be a plan. If there's no plan, it's either brother stays with his commitment. And while I understand that black men do have the short end of the stick in this society, the truth is you made a conscious choice to come out here. You made a choice to come out knowing that you will have the short end of the stick. So suck it up, deal with it, and sacrifice for your family. I don't give you excuses. You're a man, you're an adult, deal with it.
Fantastic. Moby, talk to me. What would you engage with? Well, you've already said you're a bit of a free spirit, so you don't mind long-term relationships, but what are your rules that have to be in place because you said something very important about the guy being the first person to travel, for example. Do you have any other rules that you think a lady, because I imagine you'll be talking from your side of the fence, or a couple should put in place when embarking on a long-term relationship?
You had mentioned it in given a scenario about the couple that what's it called? The lady did not know how he preferred his rice, either soft or hard. Mm-hmm. And I'm picking on that because one thing that would help long distance relationship is you living as close to reality like you are right in each other's faces. Not just about communication, not just about gisting, not just about doing the I love you, I miss you, no. Not just about expressing your days or giving yourselves gist about gossip or whatever, no. But being as real, it's hard, I can tell you that, but being as realistic as you can freaking be, like you are with that person in your face. Okay. That would definitely help. And of course, woman, sit down where you are, let the man come and travel first.
I like
just do that. I mean,
on board, I relate.
And the thing is, like I said, it doesn't guarantee that the relationship would finally pan out based on these things, but it lets you see yourself better. It lets you know yourself better. And the key word there is be as realistic as that person is in your face.
Yes.
I'm sure it would work. I'm sure, somehow, even people that live together, they still go through crap. How much more long distance? Yeah.
And also, I feel something very important is efiniwa, right? If you're asking those probing questions, if you're having those deep conversations, different from how are you, how was your day, and everything. If the guy doesn't mean you well, you will know. If the guy doesn't,
you can tell.
Yeah, it's very superficial conversations that end up. Of course, not every day is an evening on the couch with the Yanla Van Zant. I'm not saying every conversation would be, so what are your goals in life? And where do you see yourself in 5 years? And what are your deepest, most innermost, but at least some very, very insightful questions will tell you where you're at.
Do you like Ewa Woro or do you like Ewa Pepe? How do you like your beans? It might sound stupid. It might sound silly, but these are things that let you know the person that you're dealing with. And they also know you.
Yeah. So, Tyrell, talk to me real quick. We've got 2 minutes.
Well, as far as I'm concerned, long distance relationship can never work. And we totally dissuade you from engaging in it because at this age we all need some body bumps. I'm a very needy guy.
Girl.
All those phone sex and the people about
Only call it Debbie. If it's not Panadol, it can send a papa Panadol. It's a Panadol.
And I'm cracking cold.
And a catching cold in this winter, this very useless winter of it. This UK, whereby even our July wants to look like winter. You are now in Nigeria and you are saying, please, uncle, get on a plane. They now have cheaper flights. You can actually break your flights and get over here. Who? Bimbo, talk to me.
It doesn't work for me. I don't know.
Okay.
I like the whole thing is a bit. I like the whole camaraderie. Get that.
Yes.
And even you want to start that, as Rachel was saying, there needs to be a plan of, okay, this is where we are going, this is what we're going to do to get there. It has to be realistic. But then there's also a part of me that is on the side of maybe the fact that, you know what, I do like my freedom. And frankly, don't be coming to my house and be moving around my court. I'll be moving around my clothing. I'm making things for you in my wardrobe. I'm barely fit my shoes in. You now want to be finding space to put your own stuff.
Also, where do I hang my pints when you're in my house? Like, can I still hang my... I don't know how I feel about people.
So there's a part of me that is very dark. I don't want to be compromising. It's all a long thing. So being really a few weeks, out of a few months is probably okay for me. I can manage it. I feel like at least it's giving me this stress. I won't be seeing him shortly. So move around, move around. I need to leave. Like I move all my things back. So
fair enough. Thank you so much. We are bang on the dot of 10 p.m. Let me just.
Me out.
Oh, I wanted to. Okay, I'll come back to you. I just wanted to read.
Finish. I'm fine. Cool.
I wanted to read out one thing. Dolapo is he's somewhere that he can't call in, so
he's typing in. Okay.
Yeah, he's typing. He said, Kai, Carmen is wicked. Nami, she replies. So this is when Carmen says she knows black men are at the bottom of the ladder. He says he's coming all guns blazing on Friday, so watch out for him. And then in response to what Moby is saying about simple questions like how do you like your beans, ewa pete abi ewa woro, that he's saying if the love is true and everyone is dealing with themselves with honest hearts and honest hands, then it won't matter how you like your beans. You'll figure that out and you will love whatever beans they give you if the love is true. So that is Dolapo's input. So let me go to Nkira real quick and then we have to get off the show because we're running out of time.
Like, I can't remember who said, but obviously you have to, if you're going to do long distance relationship, I beg, we have to use common sense to do it. It's not love. It's not. We're not 20. We're not 2025. For me to do long distance relationship, bros has to know he has to come correct. Because now I'm not single now anymore. I'm single as in man single, but I'm not single. I'm a parent. So my kids have to put into the equation of this so-called long-distance relationship. It's called long-distance relationship with children. So it isn't just, I can't just go into any long-distance relationship now. There's so many guys out there. I mean, my phone blazes up. But unfortunately for them, they're in Nigeria. Are you coming to London? Oh, I might be going to Europe. No, are you coming
Europe
to
ain't London though.
Are you coming to London? That's what I'm talking about. Just tell me that they don't give you visa. They tell me,
You go tell someone that you won't go to Schengen.
Send me Schengen visa. So we've got to use common sense to be entering long distance relationships because let's call it what it is. It isn't, a frivolous thing anymore at this age that we're at. You don't just jump in those kind of things blinded, or you're doing love. That's no blind, love is well aware of what you're doing. We have to think of all tentacles aware. Yes, so please.
Any caution you would normally put in just for one person, imagine the caution you have to put in for one person and children. So that's also very important.
Young
you guys,
especially when they're young.
Yes. Thank you so much. And Blow You Kills it has been amazing. Moby, thank you for joining us I'll try English. Thank you for joining us on such short notice. At some point, when I gather all of my liver and I have enough money to buy alcohol, we will be tackling Biafra once again because the Igbos are at it again. They said they're being picked on. Then we're also going to talk about one uncle. He says his name is Godson or something. He says he's Yoruba, but I know for a fact that Shango himself has turned his back on him. So Kinshomo Odua, Kinshomo Tiwa, Kinshomo Ile. That I know, the one that he's talking. But we have to deal with these issues as well. Buki will be joining us. We're just trying to work out a date, and we're going to do something amazing to do with politics. On Friday, as you know, we have our Procol Hour. We're going to bring you the good, the bad, and the downright rodent-infested news of Nigeria. And then next week, we'll bring another topic. Personally, I'm battling with two things. On the one hand, I feel like I love these topics. I love when we have like really, really highfalutin, sophisticated topics where we put the world to rights. I love when we talked about the black child. I loved the thing on Biafra. I loved when we talked about education and stuff like that. But there's another part of me that wants to discuss fiki faka. It's been a long time since we talked about masturbation or orgasms or anything like that. So, I'm like, come in. And where's Stella?
Listen, when the Fiki Faka conversation come, I better tag me.
You know now, tagging of life. Tagging of life. So I'm not sure what we're going to discuss next week, but I assure you it's going to be exciting. It's going to be brilliant. Thank you so much for bearing with us. We have gone over time. I would like for everyone to say good night, and then we'll see you on Friday at 7 p.m. Say good night, everyone.
Good
night. Night. Bye. Bless y'all. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.